All right, let's get into it. Welcome. I hope everyone's going well tonight. So yeah, we're going to jump straight into it tonight. We've got some bugs we want to fix. So yeah, we've got the user with read-only permission for one group can still edit projects and tasks. So I'm going to replicate that one for you guys to show you what I mean. And then what we're going to do is we're going to discuss how we want to fix it, and then we're going to hopefully fix it. So yeah, fingers crossed. Now excuse me while I get my stuff set up. All right, cool. I'm just going to clear. Okay, all right, that's way too many tasks to clear. All right. Sorry, my desk is a bit of a shamble at the moment. Yeah, and I also need to get my tablet, my drawing tablet back. And hey, Nocturnal, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. I'm just making sure I'm got the latest code and stuff like that. Make sure I'm on the latest branch. Yep. Sweet, cool. So you're all right? Oh, that's good to hear. npm run watch. You're gonna run debug mode. I'm gonna jump over here. I'm gonna go localhost. I'm gonna wait for everything to boot in. But what I also want to do is I want to log in as team leader. All right, so let's have a look at groups. Sorry, it's cached the JavaScript. I need to get rid of it. What I'll do is also I'll jump in as dark admin. There we go. All right. We've got a groups. We've got no group. We've got TA group. I'm going to add a group in, and the group... Oh, I forgot to add in that bot, didn't I? We'll figure out it in a minute. Read-only group. We'll just create that group. And we'll add in the team leader with a read-only permission. So there we go. I'm just going to tick this. So what we can do... Oh, don't sit on the keyboard. There we go. Socks wants part of the action. What we want to do... So we want to create a new, let's say, project. So creating a project without permissions. And we've hit our ads. Okay, let's go to the ad screen. I hope everyone's going well today. We've got Socks here. She's just looking cute and adorable. She's not looking at the camera. There we go. She's looking at the camera now. She knows what she wants. She's demanding it. She's like, I'm looking cute here. Oh, for good reason. All right. Oh, I've got an itchy arm. All right, Socks, you get treats. She's like, I'm glad. I'm just going to put it in this screen, just for anyone who suffers sudden motion sickness from me moving the camera around. Okay, Socks. It's still ad time. In your bed. Yeah, in your bed. Go on, in your bed. You know where to go. Alright, I will have to run and quickly grab the treats. I'll be right back. Go, Max. Go. Alright, in your bed. Alright, we're back from ad time. No, in your bed. In your bed. There you go, sweetie. Here we go, buddy. There we go. All right. Oops, sorry about that. Just bang my microphone. All right, I've just got to check my bit rate. How's my... Oh no, my bit rate's going good. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's jump back into it. So we're creating a project without any group permissions. So what we want to do is, I'm just going to copy this. So we're going to go into here. So the method is log into NearBeach with this complicated user. So we've got a complicated user. Go and create a new task, fill out the form appropriately, remove one, group one, and so forth like that. And hey, Scotty P, how are you? This is a cat. That's a cat's life. Yep. And now she's licking the bed. She is a very special cat. Look at, oh no, she stopped licking her bed. But yeah. She will lick the bed sometimes. Hey, you Scotty B. All right, we're just putting NearBeach incorporated into here. So if I remove this, the current user only has read-only access to the read-only group. All right, so if we hit create, they really shouldn't be creating this. And the idea behind this is you don't want people using this as an exploit to create tasks and stuff like that for a group that they shouldn't have access to. You're doing okay? Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah. So, essentially that could create many issues with this, where people just use this as an exploit and constantly send tasks and projects to a group that they should have no control over. The idea being is they should be creating a task or project that includes their group, and then if they then remove their group, which is known functionality, yeah, that's one way of doing it. So, if we were to... Socks has gone away now because she's got a treat early on. She'll be back in half an hour. There we go. So, just sign this up. We kind of want to stop this. Okay, so if I reset this... Now, permission-wise, what we could do is, if we got a list of permissions, so this is going to be an array, and hold on. Sorry, I'm just handling a yeah, some chat stuff. All right. So if we've got the permission, we've got the group name. That's going to be a string, followed by the permission value, which is going to be an integer. What we could potentially do is look at this and determine whether or not the user has enough permissions and so forth like that. If they don't, we have to tell the system, hey, this particular user doesn't have enough permissions for this. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way of doing it. We've just got to plan it now. Now I don't have my pen, and this is a really good time to sort of plan it out with a pen. All right. So this works in a way. What we could potentially do is we'll have the group ID. And don't forget to drop, everyone, exclamation point, drop, followed by your favorite emoji. So I'm going to do shell shock. And there we go, shell shock comes down. So we've got the group ID. And then we've got the object type. Because I'm trying to extend this out to include multiple different object types. And the reason being is I kind of want to reuse this code in other places like the scheduler, where I will have multiple different types. So object type, and then permission value. And I really like that emoji. That one should be coming down. Yep, it looks like Togglebit is flying down. And hey, RW Grim, how are you? I hope you're going well. I've been wearing my t-shirt, the pigeons don't migrate. So yeah, I don't have it on today. Oh, I don't have it on right now, but I was wearing it earlier today and yesterday. So yeah. And it is, you're either woken up very, very early or you're staying up really, really late. All right, so we know this will be a number. This will be an array. I should just type in int. Sorry, I don't have my little tablet with me at the moment. So I'm doing this with my non-dominant hand on the mouse. And this should be an int. So what we want is we want something in the back end to send us this information. So forth like that. I'm caressing sleep at the moment. Fair enough. I'm going to use that one day when I can't sleep. I'm just going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just procrastinating sleep. All right, so I'll need that for the back end. So I'm shortcutting everything just because I don't want to write everything out because non-dominant stuff. And then that will send it to the front end. And then in the front end itself, so let's just create a new project. In the front end itself, every single time this changes, it checks the permissions. And we need that permission check. We do something already. So for example, if I put in administration in here, it says none of your user groups were included. You will not have permission to create this object. Please select one of your groups. So I'm probably going to erase this particular function. When I say erase, I'm going to sort of hijack it and change it so that it looks at the permissions groups. And then change the wording where it's like, please select one of your groups that you have create permission. And that kind of covers the fact that, hey, this person isn't included in this group and this person is included in this group but doesn't have enough permissions. So you're doing work that doesn't need to be done at all right now. Fair enough. So, yeah, if I have it in there, that would be good. Now, if I remember correctly, not view selected source, sorry, view page source. It's a Firefox bug. Okay. I'm going to have to remind myself how I set this up. Whether it's done on the page load itself or if I actually grab those permissions. Oh, I can't even click the thing right. Or if I grab the permissions after the page load. And if I type in, oh, they're all localhost. That'll be fine. We're all fine with that. Vendors, yep. So it looks like I grab it on page load because only the organization is grabbed after the page load. Okay. Let's go in here. Let's go into NearBeach. I'm double checking this. Templates, NearBeach. Let's go projects. Let's go new project. So we've got group results. So that's all the groups that are passed down, which we need on once the page is loaded. We need it right then and there. That's fine. That's fine. We've got the theme user group result. So that's what groups the user is involved in. And what we would potentially have is user permission results. And then that does make user group results redundant because we can get that information from that particular set. So if we go over here, what we could do is we could pull out the group ID information and just dedupe it. And then we've got that information. If we actually have a look in here, we can go into our view. We can click on new project. So the group information results is just the group name and the group ID. And I can simplify that. Yeah. I feel like I can really simplify this at the moment. Alright, so what we want to do is vbind user permission results equals and then user permission results. I haven't programmed this in the back end yet, but that's how I would pass it through. And then I'll, yeah, all right. And sorry, I'm just also having a think. Did I want VueJS to handle the permissions? Part of me say yes, because that way I could centralize it, because it's part of the store, and I can access it from any component very easily. So what does that mean for those who aren't familiar with it? So if I've got my view components set up like this and this, what I would want to do is when this initializes, this root one, it will send up that bit of information up into the VueJS. I'll just turn that into a funky X. That's a funky X. And the best thing about it is then I can grab information and put it into any component I need without having to pass it through components and so forth like that. So it makes it 10 times simpler for me to actually do this. And the best thing is it's scalable in the sense that if I need to implement the same thing for tasks, all I need to do is implement this section here and then apply the call functions in those components that I require. And that's it. We've done it multiple times for a bunch of different things. So a good example Vuex isn't loaded in this freaking thing. All right. A good example would be the root URL and the static URL. So what I do is I initialize it here. So I'll pass the root URL and static URL into the parent component. The parent component actually has something that handles it, sends it up into the Vuex, and then I can call it wherever I need it. And that's just made life so much simple, because I don't need to keep passing that down into all the other components as a prop. All right, so what I want to do is I want to set up the backend first to pass that information down. I don't want to handle it just yet for the front end. So going into NearBeach, I'm going into the views, and I'm just wondering, we've got a permission set view, which it won't fit into there. We've got user setting, user views. We've also got tools. We've got lookup, project. Down. And hey, Happy, how are you going? Yes, I'm having a great day. Socks got her treats, and she jumped up onto the webcam as she did appear on the webcam. Yeah, I can't complain. How are you going, Happy? Okay. I'm just trying to think where I should place this functionality. We could argue that it is an internal function. Yes, we can, Socks. We can definitely argue that. I don't need that breakpoint. It will... Okay, get user permissions. We've got the field and we've got the value. Down. Happy as always. Oh, that's great to hear, Happy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put this. Now, get user permissions. That's going to return the user group objects filter. I'm just wondering where this is used. We've got it in 10 uses. It's not exactly how we want it to be. However, that being said, I think it's returning... So we've got the field. I'm going to have to see what usage this uses. So we've got group ID with group ID. All right, cool. Permission set ID, permission set ID. Okay, so it's for a particular field within there. So similar to this, we want get user group permissions instead. And then we want to do stuff with it. And I really got to start writing descriptions what these particular functions do, where to call them and stuff like that. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I sit down and I look at the first thing and I'm like, I don't know how to explain this. Or it's something really simple, like it's just the project information page. But I need to start writing this out for other people. All right, so we need something similar here. So essentially, we kind of want this in the internal functions. We don't want get object. All right. So internal function. So we want to def get user group permissions. So from here, we said we're using user group objects filter, where the field is of that value. Yeah, I need to sit down and really start writing stuff out. It's the same with documentation too. If I need to sort of instruct people how to do a certain thing, that I'm fine with. I'm like, you click here, you do this, and so forth like that. But if I'm trying to explain, hey, the difference between a project and a task in NearBeach, I know what it is, but I just don't know how to convey that in English very well. And the idea is the difference between a project and a task is a small thing, a small task to do, whereas a project is really something that is built up from small tasks. The idea of a project in NearBeach is to sort of collate all of those tasks together, and hence you have sprints on projects and so forth like that, whereas you don't have sprints on task. So get user permission. So we'll need objects. We need the user ID. Oh, it won't be user. Won't be username. No, it will be username. And then we'll need. So what? Hang on. Let me go back to my little thing here. So this will be output. This will be output. This is input. Okay. Object type. I'm going to put object types. And the reason why I'm putting plural is I'm going to state that it is an array. So we've got username, we've got object types. And that's all we need, because we don't need a minimum or anything like that. Okay. And this is where I'm going to start writing things in here. So I'm going to just go Python. Not def example, def comment example. Going to see if there's a particular way to write it in here. Create a new user. Okay, so all right. Yep, cool. I like that. I think that's going to be a good sort of format. I'm just going to paste. All right. So function will get a list of all current groups and group permissions for this particular user. Now, in certain cases, you can have multiple permission sets against the user for a particular group, and then we kind of want to get the maximum one of those. That is possible to do. I'm just wondering how I can do that. Also, Socks is going at the elephant again. Hang on. So that little red thing, right there, that's a little elephant. She hates it. She keeps doing this to the elephant. That poor elephant. All right. Or did I go back to the right screen? Yes, I did. So function will get a list of all current user groups and group permissions for this. Hang on, I can say that better. Function will get a list of all current groups assigned to the user and the permissions and the permission value. Maybe she's a little aggressive with her love. Yeah. Sometimes she is. All right. Even then, I don't think that's correct. Okay, function will get a list of all current groups assigned to the user. It will then gather the permissions for each of the object types and groups. All right, cool. Param username. This is the username for the user. Please use request.username. And we're in an ad. All right, we get to see Socks destroy this thing a little bit more. All right, Socks, come on. Come on, you know you want to play with it more on stream. Come on. Yeah, all right. She's like, come on, is it annoying you now? Yeah, that's it. Whenever the camera watches her, she's like, no, I'm not going to play with that right now. Or she stops doing her little destructiveness on stream. She's like, I'm going to be a good girl, and that way everyone thinks you're crazy when you tell them that, you like to do naughty things, like sit on my mouse and keyboard and fling the poor elephant halfway across the desk, or either knock stuff off my desk. All right. She's double checking on the camera. Every now and then she'll look up at the camera and be like, oh yeah, it's still watching me. All right. And welcome back, everyone. All right, cool. So param1 username, this is the username for the user. Please use request.username. Param object types. This is an array of types that you want to look up. Please use examples. Example would be project or project task. All right, cool. And how do we want to return this? We kind of want to return this as a JSON string, I think. Part of me is thinking we should actually return this so that way we can just put it straight into the straight in as into the context. All right, returns. Yeah, I don't want to return it as an object. I do want to return it as JSON. Yeah, returns JSON. So ready to be placed within the context. All right. Cool. All right. I can't find my mouse behind socks. Gonna scroll down a bit. I'm gonna minimize that. And straight off the bat, what do we want to do? Now, I know there's going to be a query set. Yeah. All right. Now, the one thing we can assume in NearBeach is that users will have permissions and stuff like that. And the one reason why we can assume that is the user's logged in. However, whilst a user is logged in and using the system and admin, you got a crash. Have a great stream. Thank you very much, RW Grimm. And I should give you a shout out. I am terribly sorry. All right, thank you for popping by. So, yeah. Anyway, RW Grimm is working on Pigeon, which is an instant manager platform. I used to use it a long time ago, back when MSN chat was a thing and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's currently working on getting Pigeon 3 out. So, yeah. All right, getting back to this, I've got to make sure sorry, I'm just going through the assumptions. We're assuming that it won't be empty. And if it is, it means that that person loses the permissions, in which case they shouldn't be able to get to that particular site anyway. If they've suddenly lost permissions, they're going to get a 404. Oh, Okay. let's just start programming it out. We'll do a couple of tests, see what happens and so forth. That might be one of those cases that I sorry. Holy cow, that's come really quickly. Sorry, just had to. One of my friends was contacting me. All right. Ready to be placed within the context. All right. First off, what we need to do is we need to loop through every single object type. So for single type in object types, we go bang, presto. And the reason being why we're doing that is we're going to be using something like this. We're going to do a bunch of other things too. So straight off the bat, what we've got is we'll have results. All right, hang on. I like to depluralize my functions. So user group permission results equals, let's say none for the moment. All right, and I'm about 2% sure we can JSONify none. Python 3 manage shell. Import JSON, a equals none. JSON dot JSON dot not decode encode a yeah. All right. Oh, I can write this properly. So what we want to do, I'm just going to put results equals user group objects because we're looking at the user group table. Filter is deleted equals false, and username ID equals username. All right, what we're pulling in up here. And I've got to double check if that's correct. Let's. All right. I'm just simplifying this so that way when people use it and stuff like that, they're like, all right, cool. This is how it's meant to go. So this is the user ID. All right, so we've got that filtered in. So that will get us all the groups. But what we want to do is we want to filter by certain values. And in this sort of case, what we want to do, what the hell happened then? Values, we want group so this is where I've got to open up open up the models and double check everything. So we've got user group ID, we've got username, We could just use username. I think. Sorry, I'm just returning this back to this. All right, cool. All right, going back to models, we've got the group. So let's do down here. These have to be in strings. I can't type tonight. I just can't type. All right. We'll need the group. So that will include the group name, the group ID, which I want to pass through. So having both those bits of information are going to be highly useful, just in case I don't have access to one or the other. Now, the group name should be unique, and so should the IDs. All right. And what else did we need? We need the permissions set. So we actually need the permission set name, but we don't have the value for that at the moment. And that's where I need to put the annotate up here. And that's where we need to put stuff. So annotate. Now, what have we called it here? Permission value is going to be the field that we want to have a look at. We've got this. All right. Yep. Sorry, this is just using the ORM to create this. I've just got to wrap my head around what exactly I want to do. All right, so we've got the annotate. What we want to do is we want to pull in the value for the type. So I think object type would be the best. And then we've got to have value, and that will be object type. Oh, that will be single type. Like so. And then down here, we need to include object type. All right, now I'm going to double check all this because we've done this a couple of times. So the F is part of the the code. It's the V we want. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go V equals V and then open bracket. File mask this just to Python files. And that's where, this is where we're doing something a little bit more confusing. So can edit, case when change user equals request user, then V equals true, default V equals false. So that's a specific case where we want that. And then we've got can edit down there, but we're just passing the type through, and that should be in equals. And we just need the V. So Okay, Django DB models. Django DB dot models import. We want F and we want V. Value as V, like so. All right, going back down here. I'm just going to delete that one line. I'm going to go object type, double checking how I've got it in here. I don't actually have it stringified. Equals V, and then I've just got single type. So that's passing the single type through. And then object permission value equals, and we're going to go V. And this is where we want to use that field. Okay. And I know I've done this before. I think I can just use F. Yeah, no, I can just use F. And then if we have a look at the models, like this, you'll notice that for something like Kanban board, Kanban card, it'll be project, it'll be task and stuff like that. So I can just feed that through and that should be fine. Like that, because it'll be project, it'll be task, it'll be requirement item. It won't be, you know, won't be something horrible. So what we got here is we've got the results. We're filtering for all of those onto that. Yep. All right. Sweet. Not the results. And then I want object type. We've got object type permission value. So that will be an integer. I don't know if I could do a max at this particular point and then do another value. But that's something we can play around with. Yeah, we can definitely play around with that. In fact, what I could do, I'm going to add in, for a team leader, I'm going to add in a read-only role. All right. So the team leader in here has 2 roles. And by default, all the permissions should be on this particular one. So we'll test this out, but I feel like I could add in another annotate and another values on here. Yeah. We'll play around with it. And what we want to do is Django query sets append. This is where I start doing something like this. So from NearBeach.models, import everything. All right, cool. This is where we've got A equals none. And then we have B equals, let's go project, have to be capital, project.objects.filter. Let's say primary key equals 1. And then we've got C equals project.objects.filter, primary key equals 2. Let's go A.append B. No, that doesn't work. All right. And these are query sets. So Django RM add two query sets together. Use union. Okay. Yep. That will work. Yeah, that will work fine. Okay. But the one problem is we've got an empty set. And we, it's only on the first one. Okay, sorry, on the first loop, we want to add things in properly. Okay, cool. Yeah, I set A as none. I was testing out if I could get away with that. Yeah, so the idea is this object types will be an array. So let's say you'll want to be like, all right, we're looking at a sprint. I just want to see all the user permissions for requirement items, projects, and tasks. And I kind of want to union, just do a simple for loop to go through it and union all of the results into one because it'll have the same shape in the end. And I'm just wondering how I could do that here. One thing which I could potentially do is be like, hey, if this is the first time, just make this equals the results. Anything else, we'll union this on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. And I think there is a Python first loop trick. Oh, I thought there was a first loop. No, that's there. So we need to enumerate. In it with the first. Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah. All right. I like that idea. Does mean I'm repeating some code. In a local function or something like that. Yeah. I mean, the only variable we're getting out is The only variable, sorry, let me rephrase that. The only variable we need is the single type and the username. So what I could potentially do, don't know. If I can init an empty query set, that would be great. I mean, one way I would know is user group objects dot none. No, that won't work. Yeah. Don't know. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go D equals, let's go user group dot objects dot none. Syntax error. All right. Django RM empty query set. Needs brackets. All right. Yeah. Invalid syntax. Oh, unless it's lowercase. All right. That might work. That might work extremely well. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you very much. At least this fixes our problem. And then I can go straight into a union here. Which will be a lot better. And then I can just go results. Like that. And then all right. That should do something. All right. I think we're getting somewhere now. So what's actually going to happen is if there's no object types passed through, which shouldn't happen because this particular function will be called on at particular points. So we'll be erasing old functionality and doing this. And we'll just hit adds. I'm sorry, I am going to be taking a bit of a longer break today. I just need to go to the bathroom. I will be back. Here is socks. There we go. Socks. You've got to keep the stream organized. Let me put in some text. I will be right back. I'm going to select font. And all right, I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I'm terribly sorry, everyone. Yeah, she's pretty relaxed. And how are you, Legendary Cerberus? I hope you're going well. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, she's got her treats today, so she's quite relaxed at the moment. I think it's been half an hour since she's got her treats last, so yeah. Feel free to give her more treats. You're doing pretty well. That's great to hear. So yeah, sorry about the wait. I just needed to run off for a little bit. Okay, so whilst I ran off, I also thought of. Oops, sucks. Careful. Did you wanna sit in your bed? Not like sit on the camera and block everyone's view. Or were you thinking you were getting treats? You heard the T word and now you're like wanting to stare at the camera. And don't forget to drop, everyone. Exclamation point drop followed by your favorite emoji. I'm going to do shock max. So you can't just keep walking into the middle of the table. Let me ask a question that I'm sure you've already answered on stream. Sure, depends how good I answer the question though. So I'm not the best at explaining things at times. Alright, so we've got object types. I was also having a think. So in NearBeach, we actually have a bug, and I think we can fix this. How do you feel about AI? A bit mixed at the moment. So there's quite a lot of things which I like and I don't like. So straight up, is it going to replace my job? No. No, it's not. Is it going to help people? It can. And it depends how that's done. So I'm a bit about this at the moment, mainly because there's things which we haven't figured out how it's going to help, and that's just going to revolutionize how it's help. And B, it depends also how corrupt the people who own the AIs are going to be like how much are they going to charge for it and stuff like that. How dodgy are they going to be? So yeah, but like people talking about ChatGPT doesn't fill you with rage. No, not at all. So there's things that ChatGPT can do that can help people already. So for example, if you're trying to learn a new language, you can get it to explain it in a different way. However, that is a tool, and when you're building a house, you don't use just a hammer. So it's a tool, yes, it's a great tool, sure, but it shouldn't be the only thing you're using to learn a new language with or a new something with. You should use it and then probably also do more research on top of that. So if it can explain stuff to you so you can understand it, that is great. And then you can go out and actually read blogs, do some research, read a couple of books and stuff like that to get further knowledge of it. So yeah, I've used it here on stream to sort of figure out how to do something. It didn't quite work how I wanted it to. However, I moved on to that next step and I actually started using a blog and I got what I wanted to do. And that just happened last stream. So yeah, I actually asked ChatGPT to create a 6-month lesson plan for me to learn Python, breaking it down into what I should learn every day. And that's kind of nifty. I do believe there's... Now, I don't know if FreeCodeCamp does this, but I do know that other sites do this, where they do have like a plan of attack. So let's go scientific computing with Python. Now, this is in beta. I mean, you can sort of look at this and be like, all right, for the next 60 days, I need to at least learn one of these modules every 2 days. And you expand this open and be like, all right, cool, I need to do X amount of these in a day. So, yeah. It can be a tool, but it shouldn't be a crutch. Yes, it shouldn't be a crutch. Web design is what I studied in post-secondary. Well, fair enough. I studied maths. So, yeah. That's where I come from. But yeah, to answer your question, mixed feelings. I did physics. I would not have guessed that. So yeah, I reckon there could be a lot of good for it. So stuff like getting the AI bots to actually sort of understand your website and your services. So if someone has a question, it can direct that person to the appropriate place. And if it can't, then direct it to a human. I think is a very powerful tool. To help sort of write sort of stuff, I'm a bit iffy about. The reason why I don't like ChatGPT's sort of writing style is it feels very corporate to me, and I feel like I feel like it's just not written by a human. It feels very corporate. And I say the same thing about corporate writing. It honestly feels like corporate writing doesn't feel like it's written by a human. And I tend to use, I keep forgetting what it's called, the golden circle writing format. Whereas I answer why first, then how, and then what. Instead of the other way around. Good point. It was actually astrophysics. It was more stars than nuclear reactors, but fair enough. Well, stars are technically nuclear reactions, right? With their fission. I heard GPT generate HTML and CSS for me before. It usually doesn't get it right on first try, and you have to keep prompting it. Yeah. So it can hallucinate, and yeah. I mean, getting the boiler and template sort of stuff out, it's great at, because it's sort of boiler stuff. But yeah, if you're being very specific and stuff like that, it can hallucinate. Yeah, so and sometimes it'll just take a lot longer than for you to actually sit down and figure it out yourself. Yeah. Anyway, what was I doing? I was doing something. Oh yeah, I was showing the permissions. So we got another bug in NearBeach where we don't take into account these particular permissions. And I'm like, I can hit two birds with one stone. I can pass these permissions through. We learn most of the same stuff. Yeah, at some point it's probably quicker to take it out and do it than continue prompting. Yeah. And once again, it's one of those things too, like if you're sort of reading it, you're kind of getting it, and then you're like, all right, cool, I'll visit a blog or a couple of different blogs. And remember, other people write different ways, and hopefully looking at how each different way is written, you yourself can figure out and actually come up with a solution. I can hit one bird with two stones. So at the moment we've got a bug where we're not passing this information through, and I feel like we should be doing this at this particular step too. So I just need to find out these particular fields and append them to that array, and then yeah, we should go forward with that. Now I forgot how to do that, so oh, all right. So long live chaos is back. Okay. Just hang on. I'll put this back. E.union. Does that? No. All right. This is where Python array append new elements. As you learn, your aim gets better. Yep. Yeah. So a lot of the times, once you start learning and stuff like that, you'll start using ChatGPT and these particular tools and blogs and so forth like that a lot less. Unless like me, where you just got a terrible memory and you use multiple different languages and you constantly trip up. Yeah, you constantly trip up the code constantly, and you're like, all right, how do I do this again? Okay, so we're only can append one at a time. Use append method with the array module. No, I just want to append multiple strings to the end of an array. The issue becomes when you don't learn because you're not using AI as a tool instead as a crutch. Yeah. So a good example of that was when I was learning, a lot of people started using Maple software to do a lot of their differential equations and stuff like that. And they just didn't learn how to actually do it. And I think I learned pretty hard early on, being like, all right, cool. I've got to use this as a tool, not a crutch. So, okay. Same with calculators and stuff like that. I learned early on, if it's sort of basic math and stuff like that, just write it out, just do it, because you're going to be faster and better at life doing arithmetic if you stop using your calculator. So, yeah. And I still write things down to do math sometimes. So, yeah. Anything that gets more complicated, like it involves a couple of decimal points and stuff like that, sure, I'll use a calculator. Don't get me wrong. I still use a calculator every now and then. All right, so I'm going to ask Python append array. Add two's array together. Add two arrays. No, I want to, sorry, not add, join. You can't do mental arithmetic. Oh, fair enough. Oh, we just add the... Alright, cool. Yep. I thought it was a lot harder. I thought I needed to use something else. So what I need to do here is I'm going to go object types equals object types plus, and then I'm going to add in those extra permissions. Not through like a trying though. Fair enough. Yeah, I just wish my memory was a lot stronger, especially my short-term memory. My long-term memory is pretty good. I just wish my short-term memory was a lot better. Okay, with the permissions sets, what I want to do is I want to go to the models, which is why I write quite a lot of stuff down. Okay, document, Kanban comments. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. We want all 4 of those. So document, Kanban comment. I know someone who has really good memory, project history, and they're like, I told you this this day at this time, and I'm just like, yeah, good luck. I can't remember that. I have a very poor length of working memory. I suck so bad at the here are a list of numbers, then output them. Ah, yep, same. I constantly write things down at work and so forth like that. If I don't write things down and someone's moved on, there's a high chance that I've forgotten something. And a lot of the times I just got to be like, can you stop? I got to finish writing these notes. Had someone who just barraged me with a bunch of tasks and stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh god, I can't I can't store that much information in my head. I write stuff down and then never look at this. I constantly look at my list. There's a bunch of... I folded them in a way so I can actually show this. There's a bunch of lists and stuff like that down here and notes and so forth like that. I can't share what's in the notes because it is work. So as I finish doing a bunch of stuff, I fold out a piece of paper and put it down there. And yeah. Also, I do find writing helps me sort of organize it in my head. And I think that's just because I used to always constantly write. So, yeah. Which is why I'm struggling today with this, because I'm not writing at all on here. So, yeah. Anyway, so we've got another bug. I feel like if we pass through this information, it should just work. It should just pull out the group. It should pull out the object type and the permission value for that particular thing. We can then use that information to fix this other bug, which is great news. Right, set it. Yeah. All right. So that should go through there. The single type, object types, the results should pop up with what we need and so forth like that. We then just need to convert this into JSON to return back. So what we want is I'm just wondering if it's this. So we've got a list of values. Yeah, we want a JSON dump. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy that. And then with the user list. Oh, that's it. Cool. So I'm gonna paste that in here. We just need to go return JSON.dumps list, and then we just need the results. And CLS equals the Django JSON encoder. And then that should be it. And then I serializes. All right. From Django dot cool dot serializes dot JSON import Django JSON encoder. Okay, I think that's pretty simple. So yeah, all we're doing is we're coming in, we're looking at every single object type, and then we're adding in this extra information every single time. We might get to a point where we're like we're only using this on certain cases and stuff like that, and then rip this out and only put it into those certain cases. But it should be perfectly fine for the moment. I know project information will have this, but new project won't. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. And then we won't need campaign comment. We won't need task history. I feel like this will become its case-by-case basis. But we'll figure it out. All right, so next thing we need to do is actually call it. So I want to close out the tabs. I don't want any of them open at the moment. I want project views and I want project new project. And don't forget to drop everyone. I will give it about 30 to 20 seconds. I'm gonna drop Frankie. Yeah, I think that should do. So exclamation point drop followed by your favorite emoji. All right, so we've got new project. got loader and all that kind of stuff. So currently at the moment, we've got group results send through, we've got user group results. So I feel like this is no longer going to be needed, because I feel like we're going to remove that functionality. So let's just remove it now. And then we're going to put in user permission results. And that will be the internal function, which we haven't added in yet. So we need, are we using internal here? Yes, we are. So get user group permissions. So that will be down here. So we need request.username. And the object type will be project. I'm having a think. I feel like this isn't needed here. And the reason being is I feel like it's a case-by-case basis. So I'm just commenting it out at the moment. It is something we could potentially do. But I feel like if we're doing stuff on the information page, we're just going to feed this through. And that's just going to be a lot easier to do. So we've got to get user permission, stuff like that. We now need to look at the template. So, socks, stop it, please. Thank you. So in here, we've got the user group results. That's going to be nothing. We're going to get rid of that. User permission results, that's what we're going to use. So there we go. I'm going to stop at that particular point. I'm going to hit refresh. I'm going to double check everything's working. No, it isn't working. So WSGI request object has no attribute username. That's fine. What we want to do is we've made a mistake. It is not username. It's just user. And then we go back. All right, cool. Great. So we've got project in the field. All right. Okay. So this is why I've stopped here. I want to fix these issues. I want to get back to a working state, and then we're going to fix up some more. So we've got permission set. Socks, stop knocking the microphone, please. Thank you. All right, who said she was a good chill cat before? Now she's coming across and she's like, you know what? I'm going to cause a lot of trouble. Okay, so we want to go back into the internal functions, and it's down here. So it's this single type, which is coming through as project, which isn't quite correct. What we kind of want to do is we want an F string in here. And is that the, all right, we've just started an ad. Okay, everyone, you're not missing much. We're going to go ad time. All right, cool. And we're going to show Socks a little bit more. She's like all the day in there being like, you know what, I want to cause trouble. I want to knock over that microphone. So a long time ago, this would be about 2-3 years ago and stuff like that, my microphone used to be on the desk. I actually bought this thing because of this one particular reason. The one particular reason was Socks would rub up against it and cause a little bit of a static feedback, in which case then I needed to unplug the microphone, plug it back in, but sometimes my sound didn't come back. It was a thing. So yeah, I ended up buying a stand, and then I thought I got the wrong stand. It wasn't until I moved into this place and realized that, hang on a minute, I'm an idiot. They've included adapters. So I was able to screw in the screw to get it to work. Oh, there we go. Every single time I touch the camera, she's like, oh, I come back. She's, yep. She likes it. Oh, whoa, sweetie. I'm just picking you up. You don't need to run. There you go. All right. Okay. Say hi to everyone. Socks. Say hi to everyone. Be like, yeah. All right. In your bed. Okay. Let's get back into it. So we're going to have something like this. Now, if we have a look here, we've got permissions set. That's where we want to look. Then what we want to do is underscore underscore. So permission set and then project. So that was my mistake. So not a problem. We wait a couple of seconds. We're going to hit reload. Boom. We've gone back here. This isn't going to work at the moment because the functionality that we've done. We've changed the functionality. We're going to edit that right now. So we've gotten here. We've got here. Let's actually add this to work in the Vue style stuff now. So I'm going to minimize everything. I'm going to maximize this. I'm going to go source JavaScript. I'm going to go into components. I want to go into projects. I want to go into new project and I go yes. I'm going to scroll down to our props. User group results. I am going to comment out because we're going to edit this. And we want things to fail as we're editing this. And then what I want to do, so there's user level, user group permissions, which actually will belong up here. Now, are we having this as a plural? Yeah, I'm gonna have it as a plural. So the thing we want is we want this as a type array. All right. We want the default to return nothing. Actually, I'm going to bring this one back in, and the reason why I'm going to bring it in is I want to see this filled out first, and then I want to delete this and fix up everything around this being missing. All right, so I want to hit refresh. I want to open up this. I want to open up our view. I want to click on new project. And we've got user group permissions. And in here, we've got the project. So for project, we've got group permissions for the QA team. And the group ID. All right, sweet. And then we've got the read-only group for the project with a 1. And then we've got a and another QA team where we've got the value of 1. Now, in this sort of case, I probably want to actually max this one out, because I don't want to do that in the JavaScript. If I can get it done at the database level. Just going to mean that the backend does a little bit more work, but that's fine. So I'm going back in here. Oh, be careful, socks. I'm going back in here. And single type won't be duplicated, so if there are multiple for the groups, we want I'm just going to put object permission equals, and then we're going to type in max. I don't know if this will work. Yeah. I don't know if it'll work down here. Oh, wait a minute. It's got to be F. Hang on, I'll... Let's have a look at this. Group by max. All right, cool. So request user, rec time, rec test. All right, cool. User ID, timestamp, yep, no. All right, cool. From Django's aggregate, import max, yep. Okay, request objects, filter, annotate. All right. All right, I'm gonna do that. Going to comment that out. I'm going to be object permission value equals, and then we've got a max, and then we've got an F string where we've got, I hate how that happens sometimes. Got a permission set. Now it doesn't show. Oh, I hate that even more. Single type. Like that. I don't know if that will work. Only one way to find out, we'll just hit refresh. All right, we hit new project. We actually look at this user group permissions. So we've got QA team. Yeah, it's coming through with 2 values still. I was hoping just to pick the top one. Okay. Oh, I need to do values first. Yeah, probably need. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. So if I go annotate here, we won't have this value come through, but if we want, we can go object permission value equals max f permission set and then single type. Because we'll need the object type coming through. We'll need that, we'll need that, we'll need that. And then, yeah. All right, let's have a look. All right, we've got 2. Project and read-only group. I think that's it. And then we got the object permission value and so forth with that. So what we could do is we could get rid of that, simplify it quite a lot more, and then we're happy. All right, cool. And the reason why I want to do that is if I feed in things, I don't want to grab the max and set up the max and so forth like that, when I can do it here, get the database to actually handle this. Less mucking around on the front end and so forth like that. So that's all good. We're all happy with that. I'm gonna leave that one commented in just for the moment. So we're now happy with all of that. That's passed through. Let's go into the new project. So we've got the group results. We're gonna comment them out, and we're gonna go group results. So user group results, group permission. Oh, that's been passed down. Okay. Display group permissions issues. All right. Yep, that's okay. So there's a number of things in here. So okay, we've got it here. So we've got to pass it down into component. We've also got to calculate it in the method. Display group permissions issues. So that would be display group permission issues. We are passing the user group results down, and the reason why we're passing the user group results down is, I think, to populate their group list. We could modify that, I think. Because there's not going to be much difference between the user group results and this. So if we go somewhere where it still works, so if we go into, like, let's say new task, it's passing these down. So if we go into our view, we go into our new task, and we have a look at the user group results and open this up, you'll notice the shape is slightly different, but we can fix this. So what we'll need to do is we're just got to pass our new stuff down into it. Are you doing my paperwork, sweetie? Sorry, Socks is on my folded notes. Socks is attacking and trying to eat, if you can hear that. So group permissions, what I could do is I could pass down this new permission set and then slowly remove it from down there too. As for it working up here, it'll be easy to do. Yeah, it'll be easy to do that thing. All right. So, what do I want to do first? I feel like I should tackle this first. So, we are going to have a vbind. We're going to have the same name. So, user group permissions equals user group permissions. We're just passing that down. We're getting rid of that one. All right. Now we need group permissions. So that will be under groups. No, that will actually not be under groups. I don't know where this widget is. It's part of the widgets. All right. Well, actually, we still need the file mask. just not with JavaScript. All right. Just that. Permissions. Group permissions. All right. So down here, user group results, we're also going to be doing a particular thing. User group permissions. This will be type array. Default will be as simple as return an empty thing. And that's it. So we want to get rid of it down here too. So I'm just going to do that for the moment. We're going to break systems, and then we're slowly going to go back up. All right. Get everything fixed. So I'm also going to do that here with the user group results. Perfect. So user group results. Now I'm going to go GG to get to the top. I'm going to go that. All right, cool. So it's not used in the template section. It's actually used in the method. All right, sweet. So we're going to also remove any outdated code. Oh, that was the wrong button I pressed. So it's only used in 2 spots. All right. Any user groups that are added to the group model. So this .group model equals user groups results dot. So when it's mounted, it just adds in what we need. And this can be changed to work. That should work flawlessly. Famous last words. So what I'm going to do, now that I know I've got that working, it should be working down here. And what I also want to do is I want to get rid of this. And it's not doing anything down here anymore. All right. So if we go into new task again and hit reload, it's not adding in our groups in here whatsoever. And we understand that. And we're going to fix that up. So up here with this particular one, we've got the user group results. So it's only in 2 locations. And down here, it's the display group permission issues, which I don't know where it's used. That's just sending it into the group permissions. Yes, I know that, Socks. So there's going to be 2 conditions here now. So what we're going to do is calculate to see if the user's groups exist in the group model, and make sure the user has enough permissions, aka we're with the create permissions. So if people remember, 0 is no permissions, 1 is read only, 2 is edit, so 3 is create, and then 4 is delete, or the highest permission set for that particular thing. So we will be eventually adding in a delete functionality across the board. It's just not needed at the moment. And you should only have team leaders do the delete and so forth like that. You don't want users deleting stuff. You want them to archive tickets and close tickets off and say it's a duplicate or stuff like that. So yeah. In this sort of case, make sure the user has enough permissions. So what we're wanting to do is we can actually do this in a filter. So user group results dot filter, and we just need 2 conditions in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment that out. This display group permissions issues equals this dot user group permissions dot filter, and then we've got a simple row, and then what we have is condition 1. Group model includes group model, includes current group. Yep, all right, cool. Current group, condition to group user has create permissions on group. So an easy way to do this is if we go back into here, jump open this, we want to go into our view sort of stuff. We want to have a look at our new project. We want to have a look at user group permissions. Sweet, we open this up. We've got the permission, object permission value. So yeah, and what we need is a simple const condition one equals this dot group model dot includes this row dot group ID, and that's it for condition one. Const condition two equals this dot. It'll actually be row dot, and then it'll be object permission value is greater or equal to 3. And then we've got to return, because those both will be bools, condition 1 and condition 2. So it's got to meet both of those. A little bit more complicated than this, but hey, we get rid of that now. And then if we hit reload, there we go. I think it just didn't compile enough. Now we've got undefined, undefined. We'll fix that up in a minute. None of your groups were included. You will not have permissions to create this object. Please select one of your groups. Ooh. I should have enough permission. All right, let's do a console log. Conditions. All right, add bracket's going to start in 5 minutes. Condition 1, condition 2. Let's just save that. This shouldn't take too long. Ooh. All right, I'm going to fix up that condition in a minute, because that's really annoying. All right. Yeah, and it's not fixing that up. Expected boolean got array. Ah. That's why you leave this in here. Yep, all right. I think that's it. Hopefully that's it. All right, waiting a couple of seconds, going to hit refresh. There we go. So that's working as intended. If I remove this and remove this, this has a problem. This one has a problem. If I have read-only group, still has a problem. If I have QA team, ooh, now that shouldn't have a problem, but we'll fix this up in a minute. What I want to do is I want to fix this up. So that's under group permissions most likely. So when we mount Group fixed results. All right. I need to move the group results into a proper structure. I think having it like this is not good. We need to hit two birds with one stone. I need to simplify this sort of thing. I don't need this to happen constantly. So we've got the group model. We scroll up to here. All right. Let's see what it says over here. All right, I'm moving this down. We've got the config wrapper. We've got the group permission down here. I'm going to bring this up here. We've got the group results. We've got the group fixed results down here. So that's shown correctly. As for the group results, yeah, I really need to fix this up so the group results come out correct. And that's something that can be easily done. That's a fun, that's, I'm gonna put this as a bug because it's gonna annoy me, and I think I can fix up multiple bugs with one stone. It's, yeah, it's a new issue. All right, cool. Group results needs to be flattened before giving to front end. All right, cool. Please note the results for the group results in the image above. It contains a lot of information that is not needed for the front end. We can simplify all of this by flat packing it at the backend level. Then we can remove code like the code below. Hello? I'm trying to add code. It's not letting me. Code block. And then what I want to do is, all right. Okay, and we've hit an ad break. Okay. Makes this code redundant. And hey, Owen, how are you? I don't know if you can hear me or if you're in an ad or anything like that. How are you? If you are in an ad, I'll re-ask once the ads are done. A good example of this is the code within the group permissions.view. All right, so this is a priority. This is going to be normal at the moment. I'm going to assign this to myself. I'm going to be like submitted. I'm going to assign to me. I'm going to be like MISC because this has to do with the code and stuff like that. However, I'm going to put it in this version. I want to fix it in this version. So you can hear me. All right, cool. I'm assuming you got turbo. But have some food and a coffee. Oh, nice. How are you going? Have you picked up any clients and stuff like that? I'm assuming you have. Did you have a client the other day? I forgot if you were saying if you had a client. And I forgot if I've had a chat with you before or after, like, I gotten back from Japan. And welcome back, everyone. Don't mind me, I was just putting through the bug. It's pretty boring stuff. So, the bug essentially says, please note the results of the group results of the image above. Yeah. So, what I want to do is I want to move this particular code, shove it into the back end because we can do that. Not yet, still working on some stuff at the moment and learning some stuff before I start freelancing again. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, when you do start learning freelancing again, you should start using NearBeach. You can self-host on a Raspberry Pi, preferably a Raspberry Pi 4. All right, so that is all done. That's a bug, but I'll go back to there. I'll go to my earlier bug. So yeah, I reckon, yes, to clean this up, make this simple. We don't need to send a lot amount of data from the back end to the front end just for it to crunch it down into nothing, and so forth like that. It's a bit of a waste of everyone's time. So if I actually get this so that it flat packs it and then sends it. Now, I think originally I had issues with that, and I've just not come in and dealt with group permissions in such a long time that now that I'm like, I should fix this at the same time. Yes, a Nocturnal does with pip. So yeah. And also then you can give me feedback and stuff like that. So I need a lot of feedback. So yeah. And we're focusing on permissions and sprints and all that kind of stuff. For sure links, once I make some projects for my personal site, working on a new feature for it and a nice blog feature, and also need sounds like you kind of need it now. So yeah, contact page, because you can put all of these sort of requirements in, gather requirement items, and then break it down into smaller tasks and stuff like that. Although I use Podman instead of Docker, so I do things strangely. We support Podman, thank you very much. The next thing we're going to support is Nomad. So I'll get back into Nomad. Now that I feel like I understand how Docker and all that kind of works, I feel like I can jump into it. And hey, Cholo, how are you? Everyone, feel free to drop. Oh, Cholo, you like hit the wall, and I think that was a great emoji for that then. So I am going to do Grumpy Max as he drops. So yeah. Anyway, getting back into this, we've got to find out why we've got undefined. So if I go into here, we've got undefined. We jump in, we know what the group results are. We know what the group fixed results are, and they're just simple things down here. And oh wow, all right, Nocturnal, I think you helped Owen then. And how are you going, Cholo? Hope you're going well. So in here we've got the group ID. Ooh, I think that's why. I think we just want group ID. And group name. Okay, not a problem. Now that we've seen this, we can fix this up. So we want to go into the back end. We want to go into the internal function we've got here. So yeah, we see this and this. We need to move these up into the annotate. So I'm going to do that right now. We're going to go group ID equals, and then we're going to go an F for the field, and then not an F, not, all right. This is F for field, not F for F string. All right, and then we got a string inside group ID. I should have done that, and then we'll have group underscore name equals F group under group name. like that. And then what we want to do is we just want to do that. And wait a couple of seconds. Imagine if you push me onto the center for 100. I've gotten 100 with this game once, but I've never seen anyone get 100 on my stream. And if you get 100 on my stream, you have to clip it. All right, annotate group ID conflicts with it. Ooh, all right, not a problem. So what we want to do is we want to that out, and we'll just have group ID. And there we go. Problem fixed. Okay, I think that's very simple. It's elegant. Oh yeah, we should also drop again. I'm doing Frankie again. My video is about 40 seconds behind, I think. Yep, there we go. Frankie's coming down. It's Frankie. Frankie wins. So, yep. Sorry, Cholo. Rigged, I know. Ah, Nightbot. Ah, boo. Definitely rigged. Definitely rigged, that Nightbot. Alright. So we'll fix that bug. If we remove QA team, that will actually happen. If we then add in QA team, that actually removes that. Alright. And yes, cat treats. Alright, cool. Socks, you are getting fed tonight. She's like, what? What do you mean? Alright, Socks, in your bed. Alright, we're not going to be right back. Hang on, give me 2 seconds. I can't see because Socks is in the way. There we go. Alright, Socks, in your bed. In your bed. Come on. In your bed. You know, in your bed. Yep, in your bed. Good girl. Alright. And I'm gonna stand. Oh, no, that's... There you go. I haven't stood in a while. Well, when I was in Japan, I was constantly walking. So, yeah, it's just I haven't had the standing desk up for a while. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do it. And then today I just didn't do it. Doing it now. Alright, so we fixed that bug, we fixed this bug. So if we get rid of QA team, boom, none of the user groups were included. You have to, alright, so we need to actually change this wording. So we want to go into group permissions, and we want to be like, none of, alright, you currently don't have enough permissions to create this object. Please select groups where you have the edit ability, or create ability. And I think that is a better wording, I'm going to say. Need your site up and running right now, but I still need to work on strong projects. I can chat and blog about my site once I do that. I'll start freelancing again once I know how my timing is for delivering a custom site from scratch and see how long it takes to make. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I would still recommend NearBeach to help you with all that sort of stuff, because you can at least start writing down requirements, requirement items, and all that kind of fun stuff. It's also got Kanban boards and so forth. So a good example is, now I've got to hide my screen. So sorry, you're seeing Socks' little fluffiness right at the moment because I don't want to accidentally show the wrong thing. So, for example, my marketing site improvements and so forth like that, I've got everything in here in a Kanban board. So yeah, I've got to do create custom pages, OG image meta should show an image of NearBeach and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully I sit down one weekend and do all this. I might do this on stream. All right, so if I get rid of read-only group, QA team is perfectly fine, administrator and all that kind of stuff. The ability of this is you can sort of create a project and assign it to multiple tasks, but you've got to also assign it to a group you have permissions in at the moment. And the idea is you don't want to create a project or a task and send it to another group. Yeah, and have them just handle it, because that can become very abusive. I can see a couple of cases of where that actually happens. The idea being is if they do create something and then they remove their own group and stuff like that, you can have a higher case of being like, no, this is actually abuse. They're abusing the system. And hello, Taku, how are you? Hopefully your night's going well. We are actually getting far with this new permission sort of stuff. I want to fix the group permissions up at the same time. So I'm going to do that here with the new task, and then we're going to follow it through with the other areas at the same time too. I've got about an hour left of streaming, or a bit less than an hour. It's about 50 minutes, 50 to 55 minutes. So we're going to get as much done as possible. Oh yeah, she's really close at the moment. She's like, huh? There she is. I'm just wondering. Yeah, she's giving the judgmental stare. So actually, I can set it so that I don't need to touch it. Yeah, there we go. All right, sweet. So yeah, let's fix this groups bug also at the same time. So we kind of want an internal function, and we want to call it get all groups. It will not need any input whatsoever. What we'll have group results is going to be group.objects.filter, where is deleted equals false, and that's it. We do need to, oops, wrong one. We do need to bring it in group, so that will go in here. I need to go to, there we go. That was a really good guess. Yeah, she's staring at my screen. I don't know if she is either mimicking me or she likes the colors on the screen and the different changes on the screen. I don't know, but she does like to watch the screen. There's been times where she's been, like, I've been playing like Diablo 4 or Baldur's Gate 3 or something like that, and she's been staring intently at the screen for hours. Yeah. Then all we need here is just the values. We need the group ID and then the group name. I am just going to check the models to see what else we could potentially need. So we've got the, that's the user group. We want group. So we've got, I'm going to pass down parent group just in case. And yeah, I think that's it. Parent group ID. Yeah, I think that's all we need. I wonder, is Trello meant to be similar to NearBeach or the same ideology? So Trello is a Kanban board. Yeah, NearBeach has a Kanban board functionality in it. So yeah, there's a bunch of things I want to extend out NearBeach's board with and so forth like that. So it will happen over time. I just need that user feedback. All right, so we've done that. And then all we need to do is what we did before. We just JSON dumps. So I'm just going to paste that in for reference. So we return JSON.dumps. We have to list our group results. And then the CLS is the Django JSON encoder. Like so. All right, so that should be it. That's complaining because we just need an extra line there. Oh, Socks, are you coming over here for pats now? Oh, careful. All right, and there we go. You're still on camera, sweetie. So all we need to do now is under the project view, we don't need this code anymore. So we've got the group results, serialize all the group results. So the group results, once again, it's just that. Oh, careful. But we no longer need that. And so group results, group.objects filter. Yep, all right, cool. So we could simplify this and go get all groups. And do it like that. Now we're having a problem at the moment because we haven't called it in. So we need to do internal functions down here and then get all groups like so. Okay, and now she's gone back to her bed. I'm just going to do that so you guys can see her better. Now the next thing that's going to happen is it's going to pass down group results into here. It's then going to pass down group results into new project, which is fine. What I need to do is double check. So we've got it going into group permissions, and that's all we're putting it through. All right, so group permissions. So inside group permissions, we've got group results. However, we've got this group fixed results in here. We no longer need to do this. This is redundant code now. Like so. All right, so what we need to do is search for group fixed results. So this is going to have a problem with that. So what we want is group results. We're removing that. And now that's the only place it will be. So cool. So we're deleting lines of code. And the idea is, on average, we're going to delete a lot more lines of code through this because of this. All right, so on new tasks, that will no longer work. All right, it has a problem, all that kind of stuff. We understand that's going to not work there. On new project, though, we've got this happening. Okay. So we might still need to do something. And it might be now give me 2 seconds whilst I think about this. So I know a solution. All we need to do is pass through a field called label. That's all we need to do. I'm trying to think are we going to use this particular functionality elsewhere? Should I still have the field group name in there? Or can I point the label to be the group name? And it might be the latter will be better to do for a number of reasons. So we want to go to Naive UI. We want to go to components. We want to go into the drop down. Not drop down, sorry. And select. And we want to double check this. So fallback option. I want to label field. Field name of the optional label. Okay, by default it's label. All right. No, group results. Should be group name. So we wait a couple of seconds. We just hit reload. Okay, it didn't work how I wanted it to, so I'm just going to double check a bunch of things. So when it comes through as group results, that's not what we want. Because we're flat packing that. All right. Let's go internal functions. So get all groups is structured like that. Project view, get all groups, group results. Oh wait, I got to click on new projects. Sorry, I might have hit a bug. And judging from this, I think I've hit a major bug. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop, I'm going to refresh, I'm going to open up stuff again. I'm going to open up our view, I'm going to click on new project, I'm going to open up the group results again. There we go, it's flat packed here. So group name, no group, and so forth like that. So if I click on this, yeah, it's having a problem. All right, group permissions. Oh, it's labeled field. All right, group name. Oh, it's got to be in, because this is a string. It's got to be like that. Perfect. Okay, waiting a couple of seconds. Hitting reload. It did do it. All right. Let's see if there's any examples in here. So focus and blur, select person, customize max tag, action slot, customize render output, groups, clearable, remote single, correct dynamic, update value, sizes, no, select person, customize field. So let's have a look at this. Label field, whatever label, whatever value. All right. Now this is group list. Yeah, all right, cool. Now they've got it without those particular things on. So I'm going to paste it in. And label field will be group name and group ID. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit save. We've got one error. And then we've got no errors. All right, sweet. So we're going back into here. We're gonna hit reload. There we go, perfect. And now everything works. So yeah, we've just simplified the code. So we no longer need to actually do a fix sort of stuff in here and all that kind of jazz. It's just working. So we go from the back end straight into that sort of thing. And yeah, everything just works. All right, so what do I need to do now? Because I feel like I fixed that. If I click on that, yep, and then if I go Q18, that all works. I feel like this is going to work right away. It's not going to work on new task or any of the new sort of stuff. That's understandable because we now need to actually implement those things on that sort of side, but it's not going to be too hard. All we need to do is we need to reference those particular functions we've created and send them into the context, and then edit the templates so that it sources those contexts and stuff like that. So that should not be hard at all. Now, so we've got everything coming down into here. I'm just going to have a look at this. This is definitely in progress. This other bug in here is definitely in progress too. We're now going to replicate this across other different objects and so forth like that. So I'm happy with this one. So I'm just going to go project name, project description, and I'm going to hit organization, and I'm going to hit submit. So this has worked. All right, this is passed through. The groups probably, oh no, the groups work here, but we'll have to fix that up too. Won't be hard to do. So yeah. All right. And starting in 5 minutes. Wasn't that just on just before? All right. Someone snoozed it. All right, no problem. Okay, so we now need to do this for new task. And then once we do it for new task, we need to do it for new Kanban and new requirement and new request for change, new customer and organization. We don't need to worry about because they don't use the groups in there. They're actually separate objects. But let's do it with new task. Shouldn't be too hard to replicate this for new task. So I'm going to open up here. I'm going to clean up my code. Because, yeah, we can simplify it. And all of a sudden you're looking at this now and you're like, wow, that's a really tiny controller. Sorry, it took me about 3 minutes just to remember what it's called. I nearly said composer. No, this is a controller, really small controller. We've got two decorators, one to check if they can log in, the second one to check permissions. And then, yeah, we've just got all of this. All right, cool. So, whoop, I knocked over my stool that I've had for 20 years. So I'm also going to do this very, very quickly. The controller for the new route. All right. Param request. variable given by Django variable. It'll return the HTTP response. I think that's it. I think that's a simple sort of thing for this. All right, cool. Let's move on to, let's open up the views. Let's go into tasks. Let's go new task, which is right here. So add in permission checker. We can get rid of that. Controller for the new task route. And that's just the Django variable, return HTTP response. All right, cool. So this is just a simple template. All right, we won't need group results. Boom, get rid of that. We won't need this. Boom, get rid of that. User level we'll still need. So NearBeach title, new task, group results. All right, so in here we just go in. First, so we're on line 54. What do we want internal? So get all groups and get user group permissions. Sorry, 54. Okay. So here we need group results. So get all groups. Boom. That solves that straight away. This one, we will be like get user group permission. And then we just need request.user and we just need task. Oh, and that should be, sorry, in a array. Now, what I could potentially do is I can make it so that the object types can accept a string or an array. However, I don't want to add that complexity into this. Yeah. We should just be like, all right, cool, it's an array. The reason why it's an array is because it can have multiples. It's just as simple as that. Now, this one changes. User group permission. I'm assuming I'm going to change this. User group permission. User group permission. Yep. All right. Sweet. In the templates, what we want to do is update it in here. So that will be user group permission. Do I want? Yeah, I want. Yeah, I do want it to be plural. Function-wise, I don't like things to be plural. I prefer them to be singular. And the reason being is sometimes you're thinking, oh, is that going to... it's just easier to have it as singular, but variables, I'm a little bit more flexible. So yeah, user group permissions. User group permissions, all right. User group permissions, and then what we need is under tasks, new task. So this one will no longer be there. So v bind user group permissions equals user group permissions, like so. And we're just hit an ad break. I will be back. I need to get some water, so I won't be long. You get to see socks here. Yeah, cool. I will be right back. Yeah, it's going. About 7 seconds left. Socks is cleaning herself. Yeah, you got a wet patch there, sweetie. Alright, thank you. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Alright, getting back into it. Oops, nearly knocked over everything. So, what I want to do is use the group permissions. We're passing those into new task. We're going to edit the view files for new task now. So we're going to go all the way down. We've got tasks, we've got new tasks. We're going to go user. We're just going down here. We've got user group results. We're going to cut that out. We're going to go user group results in here. We know that that is a type of array and a default of, this is where we have to use an arrow function where we return an empty array. All right, cool. So what we want to do is I want to check for all user group results in here. Sorry, not user group results. I want user group permissions. All right, yeah. So we've got the update group model where display issues and so forth like that. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Yeah, it's just in 3 spots. So straight off the bat, what we could potentially do here is have a look at this and essentially copy all of this. So 98, I'm going to yank 11 lines, go into here. I'm just going to paste them above. I'm going to that one should be fine. All right, cool. Up here, what we want to do is we want to pass down user group permissions. And then we're just deleting this. And that's it. That's how quick we can convert all of this into the new method. And the new method will be extendable because we can then sort of kind of query stuff like, hey, do they actually have, even though they've got a permission of 0 here, do they have enough permissions to edit a document? And if it's like a yes, then it's like, all right, cool, this overrides this. So forth like that. So yeah, all right. Which reminds me, I've got to do a lot more the unit tests and stuff like that for the front end, and I'm going to mock up stuff. So this should all be done. If we go into here now and we go into new task and we hit refresh, we don't have the user groups passing down. So that's another thing we've got to sort of fix. If we jump into here and we click on this, and we've got user group permissions, we've got that, yep, and then we've got group results. We should be passing the group user group permissions. New task. User group permissions. Yeah, we should be passing that through. Because in here, yeah. All right. I don't know why it's not filling out the group. It's a bit annoying. And welcome, Adrian Learns. How are you going tonight? What were you doing? I should, for my followers, do a shout out for Adrian Learns. So Adrian starts streaming usually a number of hours before I do, and yeah, finishes either now or we usually, sometimes rate him. So yeah, and welcome Mint. How are you? I hope you're going well. Was learning about state managers in React. Might end up deleting everything I wrote. Oh, fair enough. No, there's no problem with that whatsoever with deleting your code. So a good way to learn is repetition, and sometimes you just write in something and you're like, you know what, this isn't working, delete the code, read some more and be like, all right, cool, I'm going to try it again, and you try it slightly different and you come up with a better solution. So don't feel bad about deleting code at all. If you want to hear a little fact, back in August 2020, I deleted 95% of NearBeach's code. I should have deleted 100%. So yeah, it's just because at that particular point I had learnt so much that yeah, I felt like I could rewrite the whole thing, and I have. Often need to rewrite the whole thing to get what you want. Yeah, and yeah, it's 95%. So the only thing I really kept was the models table, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have gotten rid of the models table and actually really sat down and replanned out how I wanted the new NearBeach to happen. Between 0.29 and 0.30, I did a massive database migration type of situation where I just drew a line in the sand and went, all right, cool, that's the old database, here's the new database, and essentially restructured a lot. So yeah, so true, often need to rewrite whole things to get what you want. 95%, yeah. All right, cool, answer those. How am I doing today? I'm doing good. Yeah, Sox is on the camera. She's wanting to hog the feed at the moment, so yeah. She's yeah. And hello, Todd did it Billy. How are you? I'm terribly sorry with new names. I have trouble saying new names. So yes, welcome. For those that have joined, I'm Robotic Head. Hi, I am currently building an open source project management system called NearBeach. So inside it, what you can do is you can gather basic sort of organization customer details. Sorry about Socks making a racket on the microphone. You've got Kanban boards. You can gather user requirements and split them up into requirement items. You've also got projects and tasks. And when you're ready to deploy, you've got a request for change. So yeah, it's designed to be a bit flexible with how you're meant to use it. So for example, if you want to jump in and just use Kanban boards and request for changes, you can. You don't need to use any other functionality of it. Today what we're doing, talking about rewriting code and doing stuff correctly, is I'm redoing some of the permission stuff. Nothing too major. Socks. All right, cool. Nothing too major. So what we're actually doing is we're just changing it slightly. Yeah. So we had this bug. So let's take new task, for example. I'm creating a new task. I don't have permissions for administration. So if I get rid of my QA team from the group list, this comes up saying, hey, I don't have permissions, which is 100% correct. I shouldn't be able to create anything like this. However, if I have, let's say, two groups, QA team and read-only group, and I get rid of the QA team, I shouldn't be able to create this because this is only read-only. So, yeah. I'm currently going through, implementing this so it's a lot better. And as you can see, it's popping up saying you currently don't have permissions to create this object. Please select groups where you have the create ability. So yeah, we're currently going through that. And if I put in the QA team, it disappears and stuff like that. So I'm currently fixing this up. We have an issue where my group list is meant to appear in here. And it just doesn't at the moment. And yeah, just figuring out what's broken. So if we go into new task, we open this up, open up the configurer, For those that also want to know, NearBeach is built using Django, so Python as the backend, and VueJS for the front end sort of stuff. It's a bit of a hybrid in the sense that I get some stuff to be rendered with Django, but the vast majority of the front end is in VueJS. The only thing that isn't is the top stuff up here. And one day I'll come through and sort of edit it, so yeah. But I feel like that will be a big change, so I'm not ready for it yet. So I'm just going to click on group permissions. I'm going to see down here. So we've got the group results. We don't have user group permissions, and that's my mistake. So over here, I got user group results. No, it's user group permissions. We've changed that to be reflective. And don't forget to drop everyone. Congratulations, Adrian. 95. I think I was just calling you Aiden for half an hour now. I'm terribly sorry. I'm terrible with names. I wonder why the character doesn't have its party hat on. I don't know. Don't know. Alright, getting back into this. This should now work. So if we hit refresh, boom. Alright, cool. One other thing which I just noticed is if I get rid of this, I can still click on this button. Now, it won't work because I haven't filled out any of these. And in theory, that should not happen. So we need to actually put a check on that to be like, no, this isn't meant to happen. So I'm going to do that right now. We're going to fix this up. We're actually... I do believe that's a current issue. So I'm just going to jump onto my production version. I'm going to click on new project. I'm going to scroll down here. All right, so it's the manual field. Okay. And then I can still create it. All right, so that is going to be a bug, and we're going to fix it. So we're going to copy that. We're going to go in here, new issue. We're going to paste that in. We're going to go new object does not check if group permissions has any issues. All right. So give me 2 seconds as I try and figure out how I want to say this. So method 1, log into NearBeach to navigate to new task or new project. 3, fill out the form appropriately. 4, adjust the group list so only groups you do not have access to are selected, and then submit. Try to submit. Expected results button to be grayed out are disabled. Actual results user can create. There are no checks. All right. Cool. So priority, this is going to be, I'm going to say it's a major one. It is pretty major. This is a permissions issues. This is definitely in progress. This is definitely assigned to me. This is definitely definitely part of the permissions things. We're going to do this in this this release. So just doing that. We've got 3 bugs that we're working on now. I'm going to go back to new project and fix it in new project first. So new project actually has the button all the way up here. So we've got a disabled submit button. So So by default, that's false. Then it goes into true. Oh yeah, when it goes into the submit process, and then false. All right, all right, form correct. Oh, it should be doing that there. So not necessarily disabling the button. It should be when they click that thing, it should be like, hey, this is an issue. Okay, let's go into new task. Let's actually write this out. So this will be new task, new task. It'll be for NearBeach and corporate. It will be, let's say, read on the group. If we actually have a look at the new task and have a look at the display group permissions issue is true. So we go into here, scroll down in here. All right. Yep, cool. We don't have this filled out correctly. So if we do, let's test this on new project first. So new project. Let's bang in this. Let's bang out the, so I don't have any create permission for the read-only group. So if I click on this, it should be like, there are some fields that need, all right, cool. That's working. It's for the tasks that it isn't working. So if we actually have a look at the new project, we've got the is form of wait, validate, which we do, not evaluate, validate. And then we've got like this, and then we kind of want something like this to pop up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we kind of want to paste that in for starters. And we want that in there. So what this does is this dispatches a new toast. So the toast are these things down here. Value a day will keep the doctor away. New toast, please check all the fields. There are some fields filled in incorrectly. There we go. That was a typo. Incorrectly. Please correct these mistakes. Danger and so forth like that. All right. I like it. And then it should just return. So that should now work with new tasks. So if we go into new task and we go new task, I'm going to yank that and put that in. There we go. NearBeach. Okay. And we can't create the task. Sweet. Okay. We can do that. So yeah, that will pop up with that now. So that is definitely fixed. Oh, no, sorry, I don't go straight to fix. I should do ready for retesting because I've got to retest this one bug in multiple different places. So because NearBeach has multiple different objects in it, what I do usually with this is test it for a different area and so forth like that. And then I get ready for the release. All right, so this should now be done for new tasks. So I'm happy with the new task and stuff like that. If we add in the QA team, we should be able to create bang. All right, we're over here. So with the new Kanban board, we need to fix it up with the new Kanban board, the group stuff. That won't take too long either. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to close all tabs. Get rid of them. Just close them. We're only focusing on what we need to focus. So straight off the bat, what we need is Kanban views. what we need, internal functions. We've put this really nicely, this internal function. I like it. All right, we've got the Kanban card, we've got the Kanban board, project requirement. All right, so we've also got get all groups, and we've got get user group permission. So yeah, that will come through perfectly. Down here, we need the new Kanban. I'm just going to search for it. New Kanban. So once again, we're getting rid of this. What we want to do, renders out the Kanban page. Yeah, that's kind of good. How were we saying it for the new task and stuff like that? Ooh, which reminds me, I need to clean up my code. So as you see, what we've been doing is we're really making these controllers very small, which is great news. So, controller for the new Kanban route. This is a Django variable and returns HTTP request. All right, so get list of users of user groups. That will be, once again, like that. The reason being is we're going to replace it. The loader we're fine with. So with this group results, that's going to get all group that, like that. And then the user, this one is just going to be get user permissions. We do need to go user request, and what we need to do is Kanban, and I need to double check that with the models table. So give me a couple of seconds whilst I find the models. We've got the permission set. Like so. So we're just going down here. It's Kanban board. Like so. All right, so for those that have just joined, today I've created a new function where it will just get all the user group permissions, put it in a particular way, and so forth like that. That makes a lot more sense, and I can extend on it going forward in a very easy way. It also makes the code look a lot cleaner too. I'm no longer worrying about all of this sort of stuff, which I can just get rid of now. It's just that simple. So as you see, we've just made this particular controller extremely small. So we only really need to look at the permissions with the Kanban board. We don't need to look at the permissions when we need to comment or anything like that. So I'm going to leave it like that. That's perfectly fine. Now we just need to edit the, now this will actually be user group permissions. Like so, we need to edit the template. So we need to go into here. We need to open up the Kanban. We need to go into new Kanban. We need to go, all right, group results we're happy with. User group results, no. That will be user group permissions. And we're just going to go user group permissions, like so. All right, now we need to jump into the new Kanban. Sorry, in part of the VueJS. So we'll go down here, we'll go open up Kanban, we'll go new Kanban. We're ignoring most of the stuff at the moment. So what we want to do, sorry for that, just do that. And then we've got to go user group permissions. This will be type of array. Default will be a simple empty array. So return just a simple empty array like that. And that's as simple as that. So what we want to do is see where our user group results are used in here. So straight off the bat, boom, we should get rid of that. We need to vbind in our user group permissions. Actually, I am just doing that. Like so, and that's it. So that should fix a lot of things. Now the one thing is we actually don't check if the user has the correct permissions in this sort of case. So if I go refresh, it instantly adds in the user's groups and stuff like that. If I click on that, notice how it doesn't tell the user, hey, you don't have any permissions for this group or anything like that. You should be creating stuff. We need to fix this. This is actually a bug. We're going to actually fix this bug up right now. So I'm going to take a screenshot, be like, all right, cool, this is it. We're going to copy this. We're going to go over here. We're going to go new issue. We're going to go, sorry, there's a bug. I hate that bug. It's just, I really hate it. Hey, Zox, do you want to come up? Almost finished, sweetie. Oh, well, finished for today's work. All right, so what we want to do here is new Kanban does not check group permissions. All right, cool. Method 1, log into NearBeach to navigate the menu, new items. Oh, I keep forgetting it is new object, not items. New Kanban board. 3, fill out the board appropriately. 4, remove all groups you have access to. 5, try and submit. Expected results, user should not be able to submit. User should also be informed that they have no permissions. Actual results, user can submit. All right, we can fix this up very, very quickly. It's not that hard to actually fix. We've already got the code. All right, priority, this is going to be major. We don't want this. It's part of permissions. This is submitted. This is assigned to me. Oops, assigned to me. This is part of the Kanban board. This is part of the new version, and I want to create it right now. So, yeah. All right, so, and it is almost 10 o'clock. I do want to get this done, and then I gotta finish stream. So let's quickly do this. So with the new Kanban, let's have a look at what we do with the new task. So with the new task, with the group permissions, we've got user group permissions. We've got that set like that, and then we've got update group model. So what actually happens is, because it's a child component, when we update something in it, it actually sends it upstream. So we should have a similar sort of function called update group model in the new Kanban board. And there it is. And all it's doing is it's just adding the data, which is correct. We just need to add this other stuff in here. And I think it was yanking 11. I am, all right. I am terribly sorry. I did not see the add time happening. Otherwise, I would have pushed it back. I'm terribly sorry, everyone. So, yeah. Yeah, it would have been one of those things that I just kept pushing back. I like to push back at the last end of the stream. I'm just getting really into this. We can get this done. Oh, we're so close. Also, we've got Socks right here. What? Say hello, Socks. So, yeah. What we're going to do after this too is we're going to start this as a new feature. The reason being is I want to do a thorough test. I don't want to put this in dev at the moment, because if there's something quick and easy to fix, I can do that and then still work on this on the side. So, yeah. Yeah. All right. I should line up who we're going to also raid. We raided Pirate Software the other day. Keybind is going. Copy Girl is doing Godot stuff. Ooh. All right, there's some really good choices out there of who we could raid. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Let's do my workstation again. So yeah, I didn't do anything whilst the ads start. Anyway, cool. So I'm just going to paste this in. And then, so we've got to calculate to see if the user group exists in the group model and that. So we've got to do all this. We don't have, do we have display group permission issues? Probably not. No, we don't. So we need to set that up. So that will be, ooh. I can't wait till my tomatoes start growing, Taku. So yeah, I'll have a lot, hopefully. Oh, Smalls is all right. Smalls has started. I know who to raid. All right, cool. Anyway, I'm just waiting to make sure that they've started. Cool. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. What we need in here is that permission thing, this one, display group permissions issue. So that will be here. So display group permission issues. That is not meant to go into here. Sorry, that's meant to go in data. So display submit button, display. Are you meant to say avocado? And $2? That's nice. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Display group permission issue is going to be false at the start. So that will fix that. And then what we want to do is add new Kanban board, touch if this or this or this. Oh, thank you, Socks. Display permission group issue. We're gonna do that. All right. And I feel like that's gonna be that. All right. Now they haven't started. Avocado. Yes. Yeah. All good. I make spelling mistakes all the time. In fact, I have a joke. I usually tell people, please ignore my spelling mistakes. So spelling spelt wrong. I found funny. I was 16 years old when I came up with that, and I found it funny. And I just kept it ever since. All right, so if I go into here and I click on that, oh, now that should have issues. However, that being said, this could be cached. So I'm going to open up this. I'm going to remove the cache and stuff like that. I'm then going to remove the QA team. Oh. All right, let's actually have a look at the data that's in here, because this, the read-only group, I shouldn't have permissions for. So if I click on this user group permissions, open up this, I've got the Kanban board for the QA team being 4 and the read-only group as 1. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm getting here. Because there's been times where I haven't. So I'm waiting just a fraction of a second. Make sure this runs its thing. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to hit our console. And I'm going to remove the QA team. We haven't got there. Now, another thing is, should be getting there. Okay, another thing, I've got to cancel it. Sadly, we've got to wait a few more seconds. Alright. Cool. And holy hell, do they have a lot of ads. Oh, it makes sense. They're starting upstream and they're probably stopping the certain functionality. Alright, I'm gonna refresh. Alright. What is the temperature? In my study at the moment, it's 19.7 degrees Celsius if my thermometer was to be trusted, which I have doubts. So it's about 19.7. I don't feel it's 19.7. I feel it's a lot colder. I'm wearing a jumper. However, that being said, Melbourne weather at the moment is 11 degrees Celsius and it's raining. And tomorrow morning when I ride into work, hopefully it's not raining. It'll be 8 degrees Celsius. All right, I will be wearing wets tomorrow when riding into work. So, yeah. Okay, cool, they're back. Now, I don't understand why this... Because the idea is, if I click on this, this will do stuff. And if I go console log, data, just to also say where I am. And that's part of the new Kanban, yep. Yeah, it hasn't... Oh, no, sorry, I didn't have that clicked. I should unclick all of this. All right, ignore me. Okay. This dot display group permission issues. It is there at the end of the night. I do make a couple of mistakes. I might just have to write down some notes and be like, get this working. That failed to build. Okay, so got here false. Got here true. Oh, I don't have the error. I should be able to add in this Kanban board. Yeah. Yep. All right, cool. Sorry. It was a silly mistake. It was working. However, I hadn't added all the functionality into this board yet. So if we actually go up here, we're not passing this down. So we go into the Kanban board. Yeah, we're just not passing it down. That's all we need. If I go refresh and I remove that, perfect. All right, cool. Let's put this into source. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do remove NearBeach static, and then I'm going to go git checkout NearBeach static. For those that want to know what that's doing, is NearBeach static. I don't want to upload all the static file changes until it's a release, so I tend to do this to clear up all of that. Git status. All right, cool. That's all of what we've edited tonight. What we want is git flow start git flow feature start And then what we need to do is I'm going to say new permissions structure. Yep, cool. Git status, git add, everything, git commit, initial commit for the new permission structure. Finished project. I haven't finished. All right, I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'm going to git push. Sorry, git push. Set upstream origin feature new permission structure. Git push. Set upstream origin feature new permission structure. All right. Oh, permissions structure. All right, cool. So that has been pushed. Sweet. Anyway, I have to run because I've got to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. We are going to raid Smalls the Cabal. They're working on game design, so they're doing level design and stuff like that. Very, very interesting. It's different type of problem solving. Kind of cool. So I've been meaning to raid them after my stream. It is great that I'm staying up a little bit later and that I can raid them. So yeah, let's start the raid. And yeah, all right, great news. So, considering we've figured out how we're going to solve this permission issue, we're actually solved multiple issues at the same time, which I've been putting off doing for quite some time. I was really scared of how I could solve this, but I'm glad that in the end it's something simple. We're just grabbing an array with the object, along with the group, along with the permission, stuff like that. And from there we can easily, you know, modify stuff, or do this, or do that. So yeah, I'm getting excited because this also fixes multiple problems with the sprints and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be working on this all this week. It looks like once it's done, I'll be doing a full shakeout test to make sure it's working everywhere, and then fix all of those issues as I go along. Yeah. Anyway. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming tonight. I do hope you enjoy the next stream. And yeah, have a great week. I'll be streaming on Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday and Friday, sorry.